Have you ever met someone in their 80s who walks straighter, moves quicker, and laughs louder than someone half their age? Last spring, I was sitting in a quiet park in Kyoto, watching a group of elderly women practice gentle morning stretches beneath blooming cherry blossoms. They must have been at least 70 or 80. One of them caught my eye. She stood tall, eyes bright, and then she kicked her leg over her head like a teenager in dance class. I was stunned. It wasn't just her flexibility. It was a joy on her face. The strength, the peace. And I thought to myself, what do they know that we don't? While much of the world battles with obesity, burnout, and chronic illness, Japan seems to be aging in reverse. People here live longer, not just in years, but in energy and clarity and in grace. So what's their secret? Is it their food? Their mindset? Some magic in green tea? Or is it something quieter, woven into the everyday? Too subtle for most of us to notice? Today, we're going on a journey to uncover the small, powerful habits that help millions of Japanese people live not just longer but better. And who knows, by the end, you might just find one habit worth trying yourself. Let's begin. The hidden harmony. Why Japan ages differently. Imagine walking into a small neighborhood in Japan. It's early morning. The air is crisp. A gentle breeze moves through the trees as an elderly man sweeps the sidewalk in front of his home. He pauses, smiles at a passing schoolchild, bows slightly, then returns to his work with quiet grace.
Isn't it?
It truly
He's 87,
We are lucky
but he
to
still
live here.
shops for his own groceries. He tends a small garden. He joins his friends for morning exercises at the park. And what's most surprising, he's not an exception. Across Japan, there are thousands like him, men and women in their 70s, 80s, even 90s, who walk, cook, socialize, and live with independence and dignity. Not just surviving, but thriving. In the U.S. and many Western countries, aging often comes with fear. Fear of decline, of dependency, of being forgotten. But in Japan, aging is seen differently. It's not a collapse. It's a season with its own beauty, rhythm, and meaning. So why do people here age so well? It begins with harmony, a word deeply embedded in Japanese culture. Harmony with food, harmony with time, harmony with the body, harmony with
こうやって優
community.
しく混ぜて
Rather
ね。
than fighting against
そう
aging,
で上手だ
the
ね。
Japanese embrace it. They adapt their habits, simplify their routines, and focus on balance instead of control. They don't try to beat time. They learn to walk with it. And perhaps most importantly, they prepare for old age long before it arrives. From early adulthood, many Japanese people build their days around quiet rituals. Walking instead of driving, eating
これは
fresh
鎮
meals
座
at
です
home,
ね。
pausing for tea,
これは食べます
sleeping
ね
on time.
ありがとうございま
These
す。
aren't dramatic changes. They're tiny choices made consistently that, over decades, build a foundation of lasting health. It's not about perfection. It's about rhythm. And this quiet rhythm is what makes aging in Japan feel not like the end of something, but like the deep, steady beginning of a beautiful new chapter. In the next section, we'll explore one of the most important pillars of this harmony, the way food is treated not just as fuel, but as daily medicine. Food as daily healing, the Washoku way. In Japan, the dinner table isn't just a place to eat. It's a quiet sanctuary of healing. The moment you sit down, you're greeted not with one oversized plate, but a mosaic of small, colorful dishes, each one thoughtfully prepared, each one serving a purpose.
Look how
Not just to
large
please
that
the
white
palate,
one has ground.
but to nourish the
Yes,
body,
the water
calm
is
the
so
mind,
clear tonight.
and prevent illness before it begins. This is washoku, a traditional way of eating that's so deep in Japanese culture. It was recognized by
はい、それでは皆さん
UNESCO
ね、
as
体
an
操を始めま
intangible
しょう。
cultural heritage
腕
of
を大
humanity.
きく振って
But washoku is
深呼
more than
吸です
tradition.
ね。
It's a philosophy of food as medicine, practiced every single day. Take a typical meal. A small bowl of steamed rice for steady energy. a piece of grilled fish, rich in omega-3s for heart health. Seasonal vegetables,
I'm glad we could do
lightly
this again.
cooked, preserving their
is
nutrients.
Me too.
A bowl of miso soup,
It's so
filled
peaceful
with
out here.
probiotics to support
Gently,
digestion,
like this.
and
Make
pickled
sure the
vegetables
roots are
or
covered
tsukmano,
snugly in the earth.
offering fiber and flavor
Look,
in
Grandpa.
one bite.
Is this right?
Everything is balanced, not only in nutrients, but in color, texture, and temperature. It's a full-body experience, designed to awaken the senses while quietly restoring the body. But what truly sets Washoku apart is the intention behind it. Meals aren't rushed. People sit sayere de kamasu, I humbly receive this food, and eat slowly with gratitude. There's no multitasking, no TV blaring in the background, just the sound of chopsticks, soft conversation, and the rhythm of chewing. And over time, these small, mindful meals protect the body from chronic diseases like obesity, diabetes, and heart issues, not through restriction, but through respect. Respect for food, respect for the seasons, and respect for the body that receives it. It's not a diet, it's a way of living. Up next, we'll explore how this mindset of balance extends beyond the table, into how much the Japanese choose to eat, and why stopping at 80% full may be one of the most powerful health practices in the world. Eating to 80% Harahachibu and the art of enough. In a quiet kitchen in Okinawa, a grandmother lays out lunch for her family. A few slices of grilled tofu, a bowl of sweet potato rice, seaweed soup, some fresh greens, lightly dressed. Before taking her first bite, she smiles and softly says, Harahachibu. It means eat until you're 80% full. Not stuffed, not hungry, just enough. This simple phrase is one of Japan's most powerful secrets to longevity. There's no calorie counting, no strict dieting, no shame around food. Instead, there's an ancient wisdom passed down quietly through generations. Listen to your body. Stop before it tells you to. In the West, we often eat until the plate is clean or until we're too full to move. Portions are massive. Speed is a norm, and fullness is confused with satisfaction. But in Japan, meals are served in small, beautiful bowls. Each bite is savored, not rushed. By the time the body begins to feel full, the meal is already winding down. This isn't willpower, it's awareness. And over decades, this quiet discipline reduces the strain on every system in the body. Less work for the heart, less pressure on the liver, less inflammation overall. Science backs this up. Studies show that moderate caloric intake, without deprivation, can lead to longer life and lower risk of disease. But Harahachibu is more than a health tip. It's a mindset. It teaches us that more isn't always better. That joy can come from restraint, and that satisfaction often lives in space before we feel full. Maybe, just maybe health isn't about pushing limits. It's about honoring them. And speaking of honoring the body, what if staying active didn't require gym memberships or workout routines at all? In the next section, we'll explore how movement is seamlessly woven into Japanese life. So naturally, most people don't even call it exercise. More steps, less effort, moving without the gym.
Well in the morning sun.
In most cities around the world,
It looks very healthy.
staying fit
I will
means
take good care of
squeezing
it.
gym time between meetings or forcing yourself onto a treadmill after a long day. But in Japan, movement doesn't come from motivation. It comes from routine. The streets are designed for walking. Train stations have stairs, not escalators by default. Homes don't always have dryers,
We should have a
so
good
people
harvest.
hang clothes,
Don't
sweep
forget to
floors,
water them well.
carry groceries by hand.
And
And without even realizing it, they're exercising. Take Tokyo, one of the busiest cities on earth. The average person here walks 7,000 to 10,000 steps per day, not from planned workouts, but simply from commuting, shopping, and living. And it doesn't stop with the young. In parks across the country, you'll see older adults in groups, moving slowly in sync to music from a small radio. It's called Radio Taiso, Radio Calisthenics. A simple 3-minute stretch routine broadcast on airwaves every morning since 1928. And yes, millions still do it today. Elderly people tend gardens, sweep porches, or stroll to local markets.
And then the raccoon just
not as
walked right up to
chores,
him.
but as part of life.
Really?
There are
That
no
reminds me of
fancy
the time
trackers,
the monkeys got into my
no hit
vegetable garden.
sessions, just quiet, consistent motion. And this rhythm keeps the body strong. It protects joints, improves circulation, maintains balance, and reduces the risk of falls, the leading cause of injury among seniors elsewhere in the world. It's not that Japanese people work out harder. They simply never stop moving. So maybe it's time we rethink what exercise looks like. Not something separate from life, but something that is life. But movement is only one part of this graceful rhythm. In the next section, we'll explore how Japanese people stay connected to nature and how that deep seasonal awareness helps nourish both the body and the soul. From nature's
That
plate,
should hold up well
seasonal
now.
eating and simple joy.
Yes, it looks perfect.
Spring in
Thank you.
Japan smells like fresh bamboo shoots. Summer tastes like chilled soba noodles and watermelon. Autumn brings mushrooms and chestnuts. And winter warms the soul with steaming pots of miso broth and root vegetables. This isn't just poetic, it's intentional. In
Did you hear
Japan,
about Kenji next door?
food doesn't
he
just come
tried
from
to fix his
shells.
roof again.
It comes from seasons.
And he fell
And
right
that rhythm
into
of
the koi
nature
pond.
runs through
Gently
every
pull
meal.
the string like this.
They call it
Feel
shun,
the wind.
the perfect moment when an ingredient
Wow, it's
is at its
flying
season
higher
peak.
now.
It's not just about flavor, but about timing, balance, and respect for the earth cycles. Walk into a Japanese home in April, and you won't find strawberries flown in from halfway across the world. You'll find delicate greens and young bamboo, fresh, local, and
Is the
short-lived.
yakitori ready yet?
In October,
Almost. Just adding
you'll
the
taste
sauce now.
kabocha squash and
The
grilled sweet
taiyaki looks
potatoes,
wonderful.
warming and grounding as the
Gently
days grow
like this.
colder.
The
This
tension is
seasonal
key.
eating naturally
I
creates
see.
variety,
So the strips must be
nutritional
soaked
balance,
longer.
and joyful
Precisely.
anticipation. Instead of eating the same produced year-round, Japanese people look forward to nature's changes. It makes food
You should water
feel like a
these
celebration,
early in the morning,
not a
before the sun
routine.
gets too high.
But this
that
connection
makes
to
sense.
nature
The
goes
petals look
beyond the
much
plate.
healthier now.
It's in the way people pause under cherry blossoms each spring for hanami, flower viewing, or walk quietly through maple-covered hills in fall, just to admire the leaves turning red. Even in cities, parks, rivers, and shrines offer moments of stillness where time slows down. And in that slowness, healing begins. Science shows that simply spending time in nature reduces blood pressure, calms the nervous system, and boosts immunity. But the Japanese didn't need studies to prove it. They've known for centuries that when you align your life with the seasons, you don't just eat better, you live better. But connection in nature is only one piece of peace. In the next section, we'll explore how sleep,
daikon radish from
simplicity,
your
and
garden
slow
was
living come
delicious
together
again
to
this
support
year.
mental and physical
I'm glad
health,
to hear that.
especially
I'll
as
bring
we
some more
age.
next time.
Sleep, simplicity, and the mind at peace. In a culture known for innovation, precision, and speed, Japan has also mastered something we often forget how to do: slow down. And that slowness, deliberate, mindful, gentle, just might be one of their greatest health secrets. Let's start with sleep. While many around the world glorify
you thread
hustle
it
and
just like
sleepless
that.
nights,
Nice
the
and secure.
Japanese
So we
embrace
cast it
rest
right
as a
over there.
form of
That's
discipline.
right. Very
Meals
gently
follow
now.
schedules. Bedtimes are consistent. Even workplaces often support structured routines that allow the body to stay in rhythm. And then there's an amuri, a uniquely Japanese concept that allows people to doze off for short naps in public without judgment,
You must be
on a
gentle
train,
when you transplant
at a
them,
park
like
bench,
this.
even during a
I
long
see.
meeting. It's
How
not
deep
seen
should
as
they go?
laziness, but as a natural recharge, proof that a person is responsibly balancing work and rest. But sleep is just the beginning. Step into a Japanese home, and you'll notice something else: simplicity, uncluttered spaces, Clean
Harvest
lines,
was particularly good this year,
neutral
thanks to the
tones,
weather.
a sense of order that instantly quiets the mind. This isn't just design, it's wellness. By removing excess, the Japanese create space for calm, fewer decisions, fewer distractions, fewer stress triggers. Even meals follow this principle. A few small, fresh dishes instead of complicated spreads. A pot of green tea, a bowl of soup, a
Are we
moment to
stopping
breathe.
by the butcher's before
Then
heading
come
back?
the daily
No,
rituals.
let us just
The
go
quiet
straight home while the
precision
light
of
is
a
still
tea
nice.
ceremony. The meditative stroke of a calligraphy brush. The gentle pruning of a bonsai tree. These are not hobbies. They are anchors, rituals that give the mind a place to rest in a noisy world. And science agrees. Chronic stress is one of the biggest threats to our health, affecting everything from the heart to the immune system. But practices like these reduce cortisol, improve focus, and build resilience, not through force, but through softness. In Japan, mental peace is not a luxury, it's a lifestyle. Now that we've seen how stillness heals the individual, let's explore how Japan's deep sense of community becomes one of the most powerful medicines of all, especially in old age. Community is the best medicine. In many parts of the world, growing old often means growing alone. But in Japan,
See how the
age does
fibers
not
begin
isolate.
to interlock.
It connects.
You must be gentle.
Walk through a Japanese
that makes
neighborhood
sense. Now,
and
for
you'll
the
see
final
it.
drain.
Elders chatting with vegetable vendors. Children bowing to older neighbors on their way to school. Local parks buzzing with morning
These
exercise
hydrangeas, you
groups.
see, need a
Gray
little more
hair,
water.
wide smiles,
Yes, you're right.
synchronized movement.
But I'm more worried
Here,
about the camellias
community
over
isn't a
there.
program. It's a way of life. For older adults especially, these daily interactions become lifelines. They garden together, cook together, dance together at festivals. They join senior clubs, hobby groups, walking circles. Any reason to stay in rhythm with others, and science shows it works. Studies link social connection to lower rates of depression, better memory, stronger immunity, and even longer life expectancy. In Okinawa, a region with one of the highest numbers of centenarians in the world, elders are part of tight-knit social groups called moai. These are small circles of lifelong friends who meet regularly, support each other financially, emotionally, and
見
spiritually.
てて、あのト
When
マト
one
ね、す
person
ごく赤く
struggles,
て美味しそうでし
the
ょう
others
ね。
show up,
ああね、
not just
本当だ
with
ね。
sympathy,
今日は
but
買っ
with
て帰ろう
presence.
かな。
And this sense of being seen, heard, and needed, it heals in ways no pill ever could. Because at the heart of longevity is not just food or movement, it's belonging. When people feel valued, when their stories matter, when they wake up each day with someone expecting to see them, life stretches longer and becomes more joyful along the way.
That's
So
it, just like
maybe
that.
one of the greatest
Now
health
press it down
questions we can
gently.
ask ourselves isn't, what should I
I
eat?
did it.
But
It looks
rather,
great.
who do I still feel truly connected to? Of course, connection matters. But what about biology? In the next section, we'll explore whether Japanese longevity is in their genes or in something even more powerful, their habits.
ほらね、このエヴァのすぐ
Between
上でね、
genetics and
こう
habits.
斜めに切るんだよね。
What
なるほど
really
ね
keeps
今の
Japan
上で
young?
斜めにですね。
It's tempting to
ありがとう
believe
ござい
that
ますね。
Japanese people are just born healthy, that maybe their long lives are locked into their DNA. Something the rest of the world can admire, but never quite copy. But the truth? Genetics only tell part of the story. In
最
fact,
近ね、窓と
scientists
両手から遊
estimate
び
that
に
our
行きまして
genes
ね
account for just
みんな
20
海
to
外になりましたよ
30%
ね
of
それ
how
は良か
long
っ
we
たです
live.
ね。またす
The
ぐ会え
rest?
ますよね。
It's shaped by environment, daily habits, and cultural norms. Let's take Okinawa, often called the land of immortals. People here consistently live past 90 and even 100. In fact, Okinawa has 68 centenarians per 100,000 people, 3 times the rate of the U.S. But when researchers looked closer, they found that Okinawans who move abroad and
本当に
adopted
綺麗
Western
だね、夕焼
lifestyles,
けがね。
processed food, sedentary habits, social isolation, lost those advantages. Their rates of heart disease, obesity, and diabetes began to climb. Same genes, different environment, very different outcomes. So what makes the difference? It's the habits we've
窓
already
の外
explored.
移ろう季節
Eating
もま
fresh
たらの
seasonal meals,
友と眺め
moving
る
throughout the
背の
day,
景色
sleeping with
Hold the
rhythm,
knife slightly
living
lower
with purpose,
Yes,
connecting with
just there.
community.
The curve must
These
be
are not
perfect.
rare once in a
Like this?
while
Much
actions.
better.
They are quiet rituals, repeated day after day, year after year, and over time, they shape the body from the inside out, supporting the heart, the brain, the immune system. Think of it like gardening. Your genes may be the seed,
素敵
but
で
your
す
habits,
ね。
those are the sunlight,
あとはお
water, and
花を並べ
soil.
るだけです
They
ね。
determine whether that seed
You must pull the
simply
knot firmly
survives
like this,
or
so it
thrives.
holds against the waves.
So if you weren't born
I
in
see.
Japan, that's okay.
It requires
You can
patience.
still grow your own garden of wellness right where you are, because longevity isn't destiny. It's design.
このハーズマリー
But
は
what
もう
about
少し水が
Japan's
必要です
younger
ね。
generation?
そうですね。
Are they continuing this legacy
新
of
しいナ
health,
セも植え
or
ましょうかね。
slowly drifting away from it? In the next section, we'll take a candid look at the changing habits of modern Japanese youth and what that means for the future. Youth in transition. Are young Japanese still healthy? Walk into a convenience store in Tokyo today, and you'll still find bento boxes filled with grilled fish, pickled vegetables, and warm rice. But right next to them, fried chicken, processed snacks, sugary energy drinks. Japan's younger generation stands at a crossroads, raised in the shadow of one of the healthiest cultures in the world, yet increasingly pulled toward the fast pace and fast food of modern life. The pressure is immense. Students study late into the night.
今もまた
Young
一番乗りかと
professionals
思った
work
らね、田
long,
中さんがいましたよね。
exhausting hours.
今日は少し
Many
早く
live
出た
alone
の
in
です
small
からね。
apartments, disconnected from traditional family rhythms. As a result, some of the very habits that once protected Japanese health are quietly fading. Fewer home-cooked meals, less movement in daily routines, more stress, less sleep, rising
wonderful
rates of
move.
anxiety and depression.
You always
In
surprise
fact,
us.
recent surveys show
I think
that
I might have
lifestyle-related
beat that trend,
diseases like
You
type
must
2
be gentle
diabetes and
when you thread the
hypertension
bait, just like
are
this.
increasing among young Japanese adults.
Is that how
But
the
there's
fish find
another
it, Grandpa?
side to the story. A quiet, hopeful resistance is growing. More young people are rediscovering the value of washoku, traditional cooking with seasonal ingredients. Minimalism is gaining traction, with younger generations choosing simplicity over
こうやってね
consumer chaos.
優しく土
Forest
に埋めてあげるん
bathing,
だよね。
yoga,
はいはい
plant-based
わかりました
diets,
ね。
slow
ありがとうご
travel.
ざいます。
These aren't just Western trends. They're becoming part of Japan's urban youth culture. And perhaps most encouraging, mental health, once a taboo topic, is now being talked about openly. Support groups, therapy apps, mindfulness
最近ね、この
workshops.
村も随分
The
変わったけどさ
conversation
こ
is
うして集まる
changing.
のは良いものだ
So
ね。
yes,
本当にね、
Japan's
みんな
youth
の
are
顔を
facing
見
new
ると安心する
challenges.
わね。
But they are not lost. They are questioning, reevaluating, and in many cases, returning by choice to the roots that once made their culture so strong. Because while traditions can be inherited, they're more powerful when they're chosen. Now, as we near the end of this journey, let's gather all the lessons across
Are these bags
generations,
too heavy for you?
seasons, and
Oh,
habits
thank you, Kenji.
into
I
something you can
appreciate the
begin
help.
today.
The radishes
Coming
are
up.
weighing me down.
5 small, powerful changes that could quietly transform your own life. One culture, many clues, what we can learn. We've traveled far, from quiet gardens in Okinawa to bustling morning streets in Tokyo. We've seen how Japan
移
weaves
りゆ
health
く
into
季節
everyday
の中
life,
で
not through
君とはな
grand
る
gestures,
幸せ
but
を
through
今
quiet choices.
本当に
And now you might be wondering,
See how
what can I
smooth this
do?
is.
I'm not in
When the blade
Japan.
is set correctly,
I don't
the
have
wood
rice bowls
sings.
or tea ceremonies or
Beautiful
cherry
work,
blossoms outside my door. But here's the beautiful truth. You don't need to live in Japan to live like the Japanese. Because health isn't about location. It's about intention. So let's bring it home. Here are 5 simple habits, small enough to try today, powerful enough to change everything. Eat until you're just satisfied.
The
not
shaking is
stuffed.
crucial for the
Try
fiber
stopping at
interlocking.
80%.
See how the
Give
water
your
drains.
body
It is
space to
very
rest,
delicate work.
not
You
recover.
must be patient.
Walk a little more, drive a little less, park farther, take the stairs. Make movement part of living, not a separate chore. Drink green tea instead of soda.
へえ、
Sip
そうなんです
slowly.
かね。
Let it be a
こちらはどう
pause,
でしょうか。
not just a beverage. Simplify your space. Clear a drawer, tidy a corner. Let your home breathe so your mind can, too. Connect, call someone, join a group, wave to a neighbor. Because belonging, more than broccoli or yoga, might be the most healing habit of all. These aren't extreme makeovers. They're gentle shifts, the kind that fit into real life, especially in this season of life. And maybe that's the final lesson from Japan. That wellness isn't loud. It's quiet. It's not about control. It's about care, not about chasing youth, but honoring life. So, what would happen if you tried just one of these
この大
habits
根ね
this
本
week?
当に新鮮そうだ
Not
ね
perfectly,
おごものにするの
just
が楽しそうだよ
intentionally.
ね
あらね、
Because
いいわね。
sometimes
途中は今日はおかじる
One
に入れよう
small
かしら。
change is the beginning of something extraordinary. If one of these lessons spoke to you, leave a comment, share your story. And if you're ready to make health feel peaceful again, maybe this is where you begin.